Hey guys, how's it going? Um, you caught me at a bad time. Not a bad time, but I was ready to go, and then something's just gone a little bit wrong on my stream. So I'm just going to sort this out as we start off. But how's everyone doing? It's deadline day, so we're going to be doing a little bit of lineup building. I don't think we really have many lineups to build actually, because we're pretty set. But we'll run through them. And we may have to check out Ultimate Champions as well. But I also want to check out a new game too today, if I can, which is a new Rivals game. It's not new, but it's new to us. Oh, what's going on here? Okay. Do that. Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys. Just give me a second. Oh, the UC deadline isn't today, it's tomorrow. Lovely. Okay, even better. We might still just run through our teams as well on UC. Okay, cool. Who have we got here in the chat today? Who's here? Who's knocking about? And how's everybody got on in the midweek as well? We didn't put a team out, and I know quite a few of you didn't put a team out, but if you did, then I'd love to know how you got on. Because it was probably quite a good game week in Sorare where you could have actually got some good rewards with very little points. Not a lot to line up anyways. There's only 14 games, I think, so pretty easy done in minutes. Yeah, it's very much one of those where I feel like we've done our lineup since Tuesday, haven't we? Really, and we've not really had much to change on them either. We dive into Pro, and we look at the lineups that we are thinking about here. We'll come to this one at the end. The Cap 220 Limited for me has not changed since yesterday, and it won't change. I think everyone here is good to go. Willie Agadar, of course, we don't have a replacement for him, so he has to go in, even if we know that he's probably not going to score that good. This is kind of like a throwaway team. Not throwaway, it's more like a punty team, but we're not expecting anything from this at all. Hello also to C. Jadel for the follow. Welcome to the channel, man. The MLS Specialist, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this does this weekend. I am going to risk it with Andrew Fontas because I do think actually he'll start. But of course, if he doesn't, then it's going to screw our chances here. But this is the last game week for the MLS Specialist, so I think I want to risk it for a biscuit. So I quite like this one, and I don't think we need to change it at all. And then we've got our Cap 220. Good old Michael Hoyos started in a game yesterday, and of course he scored because he always scores. So it's pretty good. I don't know whether he'll start now in the next game, but we're still going to captain him. So that hasn't changed either, and that won't change. And then I asked the community yesterday in a tweet who we should captain in the first game week for the MLS Special Weekly, and everybody pretty much said Daniel Shalhoub, and I also think, anyway, that we should be captaining Daniel Shalhoub here, so we're going to captain him this week in the first game week for the MLS Special Weekly. Hello to Beast, how you doing? We're going to come over to Pooky as well in a second. The new kind of Rivals game that I want to check out, I came across it on the weekend when I was just trying to research other Web3 games, Web3 sports games, and I came across this one here called NFL Rivals. Now, this is, of course, American football. It's not proper football, but it actually looks kind of cool. There's a lot of synergies and a lot of similarities between what Sorare have been trying to do and what this has done from the looks of it. Now, of course, the big one is the name. Rivals. So I don't know whether that is just um, a bizarre coincidence that Sorare have called their game Rivals, because this game was already out last year before Sorare launched Sorare Rivals. So I don't know whether it was a coincidence or whether Sorare decided to take inspiration from this and then literally take the name. But they're both called Rivals, and this is a game where you own NFT, so digital cards of like NFL players, and you build and collect teams with them, and then you go kind of like one-on-one with other people, and you try and get far up the leaderboard and win rewards. It sounds pretty cool, and it looks pretty fun as well. And I'm not even into NFL at all, but just from looking at this on the weekend, this is the type of game that I was looking at. I was thinking, this already looks for me way more fun than Sorare Rivals, to be honest with you. And I like the look of it. I like the NFT, the ownership aspect of it as well, which is obviously what we get in Sorare. And it's actually a game where you play it as well. So you own the players, the real life players, right, of these NFL athletes, and then you then play with them to try and get one over your rival in the leaderboard. And I don't know whether their stats change or not based on how they do in real life too. But we're going to check this out today. We won't be able to check it out and play it because you can see that we can play it on Google. It's a mobile game, but we could probably check out a few things on here and get a feeling for it. So you can win stuff over there too. Yeah, you can win stuff. You can win NFTs, which you can then sell for cash, right? So we're going to check this out shortly, and we're going to compare some of the similarities and the differences between this and Sorare Rivals. Maybe we can actually see what Sorare Rivals should be aiming for, or maybe we can look at it and think, okay, maybe this needs to be different. But I'm interested to check it out a little bit. So we'll be coming back to this shortly. Is it free to play? I think it is free to play, but there's a paid element to it as well. We're going to check it out as much as we can. I honestly don't know too much about it, but I came across it on the weekend and I thought, oh, you know what? Given that we're not playing Sorare Rivals and I'm not really feeling Sorare Rivals, and this game looks kind of similar, it's in the same kind of ballpark, but it actually also looks a bit different. And in my opinion, it looks a bit better. Why don't we check it out on the stream? So we'll come back to this and we'll check it out shortly. What we'll do first of all, though, is we will just see if anybody else has any more. If anybody else has any more coupons to redeem for Pooky, because there are 4 spots available left for the USA League. So if you want to predict my USA League games this weekend, you can, if you redeem a coupon. And if you get your prediction 100% correct, you will win a limited card from me. So there are 4 more games left. It's these ones here. First come, first serve. So whoever redeems the put your hat in the ring free tip scout coupon first, you will then get the choice of whether you want this game, that game, or that one. Hello to Rude as well. Hello to Sopsy. Hello to Assets in Sport as well. We also need to announce the winner of the Euro 24. Of the Euro 24 Beat the Base. So let's do that now. The winner, I don't even know who it is actually. The winner of Beat the Base in this week was All for the Max. So All for the Max, who actually won it with 796.6 points, they have won a really cool sticker. They've just won this here. The Borussia Dortmund sticker, which is amazing. A nice one to have. So congratulations to All for the Max there for beating the base and beating everyone by getting the first place there. You've got 796.6 points and you win this week's Beat the Base. In the normal Beat the Base, we done okay. We managed to get one exact score with Bosnia and Ukraine, which I'm really happy with because we spent a lot of time on yesterday's stream figuring out, is it going to be over 2.5? We put 1-1 initially and I wasn't happy with it. And I actually rationaled and justified that Ukraine will probably win this one because they want to do it for their country, given they're in a war, and they managed to do it. So I'm really happy about that. The 1-1 for Wales-Finland obviously didn't happen. So Wales beating them 4-1 was a real shock because Wales don't tend to smash a team like that. And I actually don't think there's a huge difference between Wales or Finland. So that was a shocker. I also think Iceland beating Israel 4-1 away from home was a bit of a shock too. The others were pretty much what we expected, but we just didn't get the right scores. This was a bit of a bizarre scoreline, wasn't it? 5-1, because Estonia went down to 10 men as well, but then they scored after they went down to 10 men. So it was okay. We managed to win 2.57 of the Matic and 139.69 POC. And we finished 179th out of, I think there was like 1,000 that joined. I think it was a lot of people. Let's go back. That's not the good way to look at it. Hold on. Yeah, 1,063. So it was 1,063 that entered. You had to finish in the top 50%. And we finished comfortably in it, 179th. How did everybody else do in the Euro 24 qualifiers on Pooky this week? Can I put 3-2 for the Kansas Galaxy game? You can indeed, as long as you redeem the coupon. Oh, you have redeemed the coupon. Love it. So, Tistil, who's just redeemed to throw your hat in the ring, means that he then is going to go on the list this week to win a limited card. And he wants to do Sporting KZ versus Galaxy. And he says he wants to do 3-2. So this is for our community team here. You definitely want to do 3-2, Tistil. You can. I've got no issue with it. I just want to confirm that you want to do that. And then if you do, we'll add it in right now. And then we'll add you to the list as well. And then, of course, if it ends up being 3-2, you're going to win a limited card from my gallery that you can choose. In some comps on Sorare, it was enough to field a team with like 4 non-DMPs no matter the scores. I did see that, yeah. That's why I was a little bit annoyed that my Quito boys, my LDU Quito boys had their game cancelled because I think I probably would have been able to win something even with a DMP goalkeeper. 3-2. Okay, cool, man. So, Tistil's going for 3-2 for my Sporting KZ versus Galaxy prediction on Pooky this weekend. We're going to use this ball here, and we're going to set the prediction. Now what that means is that if that game ends up being 3-2, Tistil is going to win a limited card from me, and he gets to choose which one he wants from a selective list there. We've got a list of cards that we're giving away, so he can choose whichever one he wants from there. What we're going to do as well, thank you by the way Tistil for that. I think it's actually quite a cool prediction. What we're going to do is we're going to keep a note of that. So we go into our spreadsheet here and we do Sporting KZ versus LA Galaxy, and then we put the score 3-2, and then we put in Tistil. Right, cool. So, we've got 10 so far for the game week. We need another 3. So there's another 3 spots that are available, guys. Once they've gone, they've gone. You then won't be able to jump on this list here, and you won't be able to have a chance of winning a limited card from these games. So, first come, first served. If you've got enough of the coupons to do it, then I think it's a great opportunity to try and win a card. And also, it will just make your weekend a bit more fun, because you'll be able to follow those games a little bit more closer knowing that you could potentially win a limited card from it. Okay. And I'm going to leave the throw your hat in the ring open all stream as well. So that you can redeem it whenever you want, guys, okay? But for now, let's quickly look at our predictions here. Okay, we can update this one, but we don't need to. We can't update that one. Same there. That's only going up by a point. Same there. Well, that's not even changing, actually. That's gone down. That has stayed the same. That has stayed the same. It's gone down, so we don't need to do anything there. And then that one's gone up by not by a lot. Cool. Okay. Did you all get a free commons pack on UC as well? Yeah, I think it says Twitch Gaming said there. You had to have bought, I think it was a kickoff pack or something, or a pack that they've removed, and you then get redeemed one. So I don't think I would have got one, no. Let's see whether our MLS specialist team or our MLS special weekly has changed at all in score. It's gone up a little bit more. But again, it looks like we're captaining the right person here based on the pick score as well. Okay, good. That's good too. Okay, cool. Yeah, don't forget the academy teams, guys. Yeah, make sure that you do your academy teams, right? So you can get the double XP. Let's check out this game now. NFL Rivals. And why don't we... There's a trailer here. Let's check out the trailer. Okay.
Listen up, champ. You think you
hello.
love football? Sad to say you're on your phone 14 hours a day, but one thing you're not doing on it? Scoring, pulse pounding, high flying, game winning.
It's very American, isn't it?
Is NFL Rivals.
So you can see that you play it as well, which I think is pretty cool.
Grudge matches. Collect your favorite players. Set a lineup that coaches would drool over. Then punch it down the field for the TD. Boom! This isn't any given Sunday fun day. This is an on-the-go bump and run up.
The graphics are all right for a mobile game as well.
See, I told you. This is different. Woo! You thought we were done? Oh, please.
This is so American. Okay, so we've got, whoa, cool.
But more importantly, get petty and settle some scores. Own your team. Own your plays.
So own your team. Own your rivals. Okay, fine. I love how they're embracing the own tag line, which Sorare used to do, but they don't do anymore. All right, so that's the trailer. I think it looks pretty good. It's actually got, to be fair, it's got some good ratings as well. Look, 4.3 out of 5, 4.8 out of 5, 4.4 out of 5 here. A digital collectible card game. We click on it. Let's click back on it, go back to the homepage there. They do look very dirt too, don't they? Yeah, they do. All right, so let's just kind of try and run through this, right? As I say, I don't really know too much about this game, but I thought it was really interesting when I came across it that there was another sports digital card collectible game called Rivals. And funny enough, it happens to be the sport that Sorare don't actually have, the big American sport that they don't have, which is NFL. So strategize, own your dream team, and guide your superstars to the end zone as you make history as the greatest NFL GM. So again, general manager of all time. So you really are owning and managing the team as a club. Dominate, claim victory over your rivals through arcade-style football gameplay full of electrifying action and non-stop fun. And we've got battle here. Kick off new seasons and join exciting events to compete against other rivals as you grind your way to the top. And that's kind of a little bit what we're missing on Sorare Rivals at the moment, is this this season format and joining exciting events that will allow you to climb the leaderboard. And there's an incentive to climb the leaderboard and grind to the top, because at the moment there isn't really in Sorare Rivals. Then it talks about, look, you've got helmets here. So I don't know whether these are actually NFTs as well. But it says here, unlock football superstars as you play, collect and upgrade digital collectibles of your favorite NFL players. And then this is kind of the screenshot showing a little bit about the gameplay. So you do actually then not only own the cards, but then you play with them. And I'm guessing that if you have some of the best players, and they are then reflected in the actual gameplay itself. And then it says join a squad, team up, and climb to the top of the leaderboards. And it gives you, it's kind of got like a bit of a Ultimate Team EAFC kind of look to it, hasn't it? With the cards here. But I think it actually looks pretty cool. And it says build and own your dream team. With limited collections, exclusive designs, and superior stats, these cards will give you the edge you need to dominate the competition. What's this here? Rarity League. Gather your friends for a showdown on the Gridon. Take on your rivals and dominate the leaderboards to prove who the real champion is. Okay, pretty much the same kind of stuff, right? Okay, let's check out. If we were going to say we want to play it, there's two options, of course. We can go and do the App Store on Apple, or we can do Google Play. Now, we can't play it on the computer because it says install, but it's gonna say, look, choose a device here, right? And this is my mobile. So I am going to check this out over the weekend, I think. I'm going to download it, and I'm going to see whether it's really fun, or I think it'd just be really useful to get a comparison for a kind of a rival sports NFT collectible game to Sorare. But what we are going to do is because we can't play it here, what I think we are going to do is we're going to check out the marketplace here. Okay. Meet the new Mythical Marketplace. So Mythical Games are the company that's behind this this NFL Rivals here. Explore your favorite features now in a handier and more simplified design. We've taken the time to make using Mythical services even easier, more fun. Click below to take a tour of the new Mythical. Does anybody actually play this at all? Before we start looking into it, is anybody actually playing this right now? Has anybody been playing it? If they have, do they have any kind of experience with it? Can they give us any thoughts on the game at all? Because I'm just this is the first time I'm really checking this out. So if not, we are going to check it out together. So check what's new. Okay, this is pretty cool. Game selector. Welcome to the Mythical Marketplace. Okay, so Mythical Games obviously then have a marketplace, and then you can filter by what game you want to check for the marketplace, which is pretty cool. So this is the NFL Rivals marketplace, but you could then also select other games that they have and other marketplaces with NFT games, I assume. All the listings available for purchase are located here. Fine. Quick trade. You can now seamlessly trade your favorite assets. It's as easy as selecting what you have and what you want. Okay, we'll check that in a minute. The inventory page shows you what you own. There's a count, of course. Yeah, we know about that. Log in, log out. Filter. This is all just kind of quite basic stuff, isn't it? But it's quite cool. They're at least tool-tipping it. Got filters on the left as well. Very similar to what you have on Sorare. Look. Very similar. And then create an offer. You can now make offers on any listed item and create offers across the whole marketplace. An item owner will receive your offer and will be able to fulfill it. Okay, interesting. So let's check this out then. Let's see how this works. So if we do sort by price highest to lowest, right? Okay, so I don't know how many rarities they have. Maybe we can check that out over here. So they have rare, which seems to be, yeah, rare's the lowest rarity or scarcity. Then they've got epic. Then they have, no, hold on. That can't be right. Surely it's got to be the commons, isn't it? So the commons have got to be the lowest, but there aren't many of those on the marketplace. That's interesting. That you can trade commons, apparently. Okay. So there's commons here, then there's rares. It's weird how the commons are there, though. It's done by the number, isn't it? It's sorted by the number rather than from the rarity up to the highest. So that I'm assuming the commons are the lowest, and then I don't actually know whether the legendary or the mythical is going to be higher. I'd assume the mythical would be the highest one, though, given that the game is made by Mythical Games. You'd expect mythical to be the best one. Let's have a quick look here. So, wow. No way. So this is on the marketplace for $38,471. This is a CB position, power of 152, level 20. Let's click on it. Oh my God. Wow. We're also going to check out the NFTs, which are, oh, it's quite cool. Quite cool that it moves like that. I think we're also going to check out the NFTs, which are the lower end, to kind of get a idea as to like what's the floor. Because this is obviously quite high, so you'd expect this one to be quite rare. Don't actually know, and I'm sure if we actually started to play the game, it would explain it, because it's probably not going to explain it on the marketplace here, but I don't know how many of these there would be. It gives you some stats on the player, so his name, his rarity, variant as well, so it's just a regular one. It's not even a special edition one. And then it's got all of these stats here, which I guess are related to how he does and the metrics on for NFL, right? So he's got like a rating for speed, a rating for strength, height and weight and all that sort of stuff. What happens if we... Okay. Please authorize. So we need to sign up, which I probably will do that this weekend because I want to check out the game. Yeah, it's going to give me the same for everything, isn't it? Okay, trade. Select the items you'd like to acquire. Pick your favorites from the marketplace storefront to start the quick trade process. Then choose the items from your inventory you're offering for trade. Hover over the items card and mark it with a plus to lock in your selection. Okay, so this is just like the trading items, so you can trade cards instead of buying them, which is what we have on Sorare as well. But they're calling it a quick trade here. So yeah, we would then select the cards that we have, that we own from our inventory, and we would add them into here, add items you own for trade out, and then we'd send the trade offer to the other manager, the other player, and then they'd then decide whether they want to do it or not. Quite cool. Okay. And that's the one that we would be trying to get. But yeah, of course, we can't do it because we don't have an account yet. Okay. Let's go back. I want to check out some of the lower priced listings on the marketplace here. Oh, let's go back to the marketplace here. Okay. Let's look at the price lowest first. Okay, cool. So this is a blueprint. Interesting. So what I think this means, and again, this is pure speculation because I don't actually know. I've not played the game yet. But what I would guess is that because this is a blueprint, if you collect enough of them, then you can create the actual player. So maybe you'd have to collect, I don't know, like 200, 300, whatever the number is. And then once you've collected enough, it then allows you to unlock the player as an NFT, which you could then play with. Maybe you win these as well. Can we sort by... Yeah, so we've got squad helmets here, blueprints, and players. So it's not just the digital cards, but it's actually digital items as well. Let's have a look at the squad helmets here. I think the squad helmets are probably going to be more like just an NFT without real utility. Let's have a little look here. So this Rams 122, number 122, is 250 Mythos tokens and $96. Okay. Record your fandom on the blockchain with limited edition Rams NFTs. Rarity League is a collection. Okay. Rarity League is a collection of limited edition, uniquely generated 3D art helmet NFTs under official license from the NFL. Rarity League NFTs have individual designs centered around your favorite NFL teams with special helmet graphics, backgrounds, and animations. The Rarity League collection will be adopted by NFL rivals to provide owners access to special events, in-game rewards, and other unique features. Ah, okay. So it sounds like not only is this almost like a digital collectible that's more like an art form, but actually if you own it, it unlocks access to special events, in-game rewards, and other unique features. That's pretty cool. So it has some kind of utility actually in the game. You can't play with it, but it gives you access to things. Okay, there's a load of different varieties of designs as well. Pretty cool. Oh my God, look at this one. It's a little tiger. Love it. Because it's for the Bengals. Okay. So the cheapest helmet listed on the market right now is $96. And then we go, what's the most expensive one? The most expensive is $26,669. This is the number one. These are the number ones. Look. Yeah, these are the number ones. This one has an RL. What's that about? So this has a Rarity League. Is this like a special edition one? So it's a RL. It says RI select here, but it is. So this must be some kind of a special edition with this kind of sticker on it. Okay, and then these are the number ones here. I'd be interested to know how many or how often these sell. Also says here, visit Rarity League. Let's do that. Okay, so this is, wow. So this is this Rarity League that they were talking about. And this looks more geared towards those that just want to collect those kind of NFTs that have that really cool look, but also give you that exclusive access to special... Yeah, look, it's a collection. Okay. Let's read through this then. Exclusive release, the Ultimate Fan Gear, fan-inspired release, okay? All 32 teams. And then if we go down here, the collection, unlike any other, 32 NFL teams, 2,500 NFTs per team with 500 plus traits. And it is a generative art collection of unique, officially licensed helmets. So this almost mirrors some of the NFT projects that we saw from a few years ago and we still see today that are generated kind of randomly and uniquely. But there is a limit to how many are generated, which means that there's a value to them, some kind of value to them. However, as I mentioned, it doesn't just look like these are just NFTs to collect. it also, here we go, look. Yeah, so it says here again, the Rarity Collection will be adopted by NFL Rivals to provide owners access. So you've got NFL Rivals, which you can play. And then in NFL Rivals, from the sounds of it, you can own these helmets in there, which kind of customize your game experience. But then those helmets that are tied to the Rarity League also give you access to special events in the game in NFL Rivals. Okay, cool. So it says here, where can I learn more about the NFL Rivals game and utility? Delivering on the fantasy of being a team general manager, this fun, easy-to-play game will allow NFL fans and gamers alike to compete against the GMs with their assembled player rosters and teams, building, leveling up, and improving their lineup. In addition, fans will be able to own and collect non-fungible tokens, which is the NFTs, of their favorite players through this play and own game experience. Okay, cool. Do they... So it sounds like they don't release these on a... Hold on. Yeah, okay. Okay, interesting. Just reading up about the supply there. So these actually have been... It looks like these have been available before the NFL Rivals game was released, because look, it says for the November 15th, 2022 release, right? And NFL Rivals was only released, from what I can understand, last year rather than 2022. At mint, a Rarity League NFT will be sold for 0.14 ETH, or the equivalent USD when paying for credit cards. So probably getting them at the mint price is what you want to try and do. Are there any rewards for purchasing more than one helmet? NFL Rivals is offering bonus rewards to those who mint multiple Rarity League NFTs via rewards tokens. Reward tokens are only given for purchases bought in the first 7 days of this release by end of the day, again, 2022. And then see NFL Rivals website for more details. Okay, interesting. So it sounds like you could play NFL Rivals without owning this collection. But if you own the collection, you then get tangible benefits in-game as well by owning them, because it will then potentially unlock events and, what did it also say? Events and unique features that you don't get without them. Okay. Let me catch up with the chat here as well. David is sending a card to get him back under 10. Limit for a giveaway. Okay. Thank you, David. Oh, cool, man. Thank you. Yeah, we'll accept it, and then that will allow you to play the competition because you have under 10. Thank you, David. Thank you so much, man. Free to scale, how do you select which team you want your rare ball to be when you ascend 2 common pooky balls? Is it the one you select first? It tells you, it will say which one, you have to select which one you want to be ascending. So you have to choose the ascending ball. Thank you, David, man, for that. We will definitely make sure he goes into a giveaway. Okay, these are the other games they have as well. Nitro Nation World Tour, Blancos Block Party. I've actually not heard of these games myself, but these are the other games which Mythical Games have developed on the blockchain. But this is the one that we're really interested in. Let's go back to the game site. We'll go back to that in a minute. What's the most expensive blueprint? Okay, so the most expensive blueprint is this one here, Justice Hill. I don't know who he is at all. This has ice around it. Interesting. Cold Snap 2023. I mean, obviously, this is a lot of money, isn't it? Compared to some of the prices that we see on Sorare. But, you know, a lot of Sorare cards that are the higher rarity as well can go quite high still. But, again, this is listed for this. It doesn't mean that it actually sells for this. So, it'd be interesting. Wow, this one here is 100. Wow, look. These ones here are listed for a lot more. This one here is listed for $384,000. this one, like, some of these listings are obviously a bit silly. This one here is listed for $3 million. Jaquan Brisker, which is a blueprint. And Nate Davis is listed for also the same. It's interesting how they're not kind of coming up at the top. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on a minute. Is this literally saying this is 38 million? This is 38 million, isn't it? 38,428,067. What? I thought we were looking at 38,000. But no, this is 38 million here. No wonder it's at the top. Okay. Wow. So, yeah, I think some of these are a little bit exaggerated, aren't they? And then this one here is 128,000. I just didn't assume that someone would be listing something for $38 million here. It's just a bit nuts, isn't it? I mean, we know that NFTs have gone for a lot, but 38 million would be next level. Okay, cool. Let's go back to the NFL rivals here. Why don't we check out the news? Okay, and I wonder if we can see anything more. Oh, here we go. Look, there's an NFL Rivals early 2024 roadmap. So why don't we check out the roadmap here and have a little read to see what they are working on and what is going to be coming to this game, which I will be for sure checking out this weekend. Because I'm not into NFL, but if it's a fun game, then I'll play it. And of course, if it then means that we can own and earn digital collectibles that we could then potentially sell, then there could be some promise there. So this is the NFL Rivals early 2024 roadmap. Okay, so the 10-yard line. So the most immediate things that they're working on soonest, the ones which are coming up next, are instant sell on, I guess, the marketplace there, crafting, gameplay experimentation system, squad improvements, and defense projections. The 40-yard line, which is the stage after, of course. So this is most immediate, this is after, would be collection synergy. So at the moment, they don't seem to, from the sounds of it, have kind of like a collection bonus, but that is something that they're going to be adding in the medium term. And then also a quick trade on the IGM. But I think they've already got that, no? They've already got that. Because we just saw that they have a quick trade. There's a quick trade here, isn't there? Quick trade, look. So maybe they've already done that, or maybe this is a different area that they want to add the quick trade in. Could be quick trade on the in-game menu, potentially. The 90-yard line, which is a lot later this year, will be a sticker book. Okay, leagues revamp, squads revamp, and events progression. Okay, quite like that they've mapped out. This is the thing that I would have loved to have seen from Sorare. That when they launched Rivals, that they kind of then released a roadmap to say, this is what Sorare Rivals is right now. And in, 3 months' time or in a quarter, in the next quarter, we're looking to deliver these. And then in half a year, we're looking to deliver this into the game. The fact that they don't have stuff like this, I think, is a big missed opportunity for Sorare. Because, as I mentioned so many times, game dev studios do this often, that they will tell you what is coming for the game. And so you know, even if there's nothing happening right now, you at least know that they're working on this and that, and there's some exciting things coming down the road. With Sorare at the moment, with a lot of the features and game updates and game modes they do, you just don't really have a clue what's coming, when it's coming, and they need to, I think, get more into the habit of running the game like a game dev studio does, and then actually mapping out what the development or the evolution of that game mode or that update is going to look. Now, we do get a few updates from time to time, and we get roadmaps, right? But we don't get a roadmap that tells you what it's going to be for like a year. We often get roadmap updates which tell you what it's going to look like in 3 months' time, or maybe in the next 6 months, which is what we've had recently. But you don't kind of get a roadmap like this where you can see that clearly at each stage, this is the long-term plan for the game, and this is what you can expect. I just joined. Is this related to Sorare in any way? It's not. It's not related, but I thought it was quite interesting that it's another sports digital card collectible game that's called Rivals that also allows you to play it. So you collect the cards of the NFL players, and then you then build really successful teams, and you try to use them in the game by actually playing with them. There's a lot of synergies. It looks like there's a lot of crossovers, but there's also a lot of big differences as well. And I was just curious to check it out, and I think I will check this out this weekend to see, because it looks fun. I actually think it looks kind of fun from even just playing with the players too. Well, NFL Rivals has been released a long time ago. It's not new. It's been, I think, available since last year. Let's have a quick look here. Don't actually know when it was released, but it's been available for about a year or so. Here we go. Let's look at this here. So this is in March. Here we go. This is in March this year, funny enough. Wow, look at that. So today marks the launch of NFL Rivals worldwide on both Apple Store and Google Play. But this is from like literally 2 days ago. It's been available for before that. The game is set to release worldwide on April the 26th. Okay, so again, it could be a soft launch here. I actually thought this game had been out for a while, since last year. Mythical Games, backed by Andreessen Horowitz, has raised $270 million at the time of the announcement of the game, and it's expected to be much bigger now. The game has a team of 287 people. That's a lot. And the founders of Mythical Games have previously helped develop major franchises, including Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Guitar Hero. The Mythical platform on which NFL Rivals will launch aims to protect gamers who may be new to blockchain technology. So that's interesting. Aims to protect gamers who may be new to blockchain technology while still allowing advanced players the freedom to link their own wallets via bridges between the Mythical chain and public mainnet. Oh, okay. So it sounds like there's an option to get really advanced with wallet connections and stuff. But if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to do that too. With the release of NFL Rivals on April the 26th, football fans just kind of pumping it up. Let's go up to the top here because, hold on. I honestly thought that this game was released a long time ago and that I'd only just clocked onto it. This article is making it out that it's only just been released. Not sure how much I trust that though. So the gameplay of NFL Rivals has been described as arcade style with 3D models of NFL players on the field. The game's mechanics have been designed to merge free-to-play systems with play and own. So there is a free-to-play element to this game. The developers at Mythical Games believe that gameplay should come first and that the play and own aspect should complement the game rather than be the main focus. Good. In addition, the game offers a unique point system that improves the power rank. Oh, okay. So it offers a unique point system that improves the power ratings of the rookie cards based on their accomplishments during the 2023 season. So you get these cards which are based off real athletes, and then their ratings can improve based on how they do in a season. But the interesting thing here is that, hold on a minute. The interesting thing is that so maybe it didn't actually come out in 2023. Hold on a minute. This is on the 25th of August. Mythical Games debuts NFL Rivals, NFL's entry into Web3 gaming. This was an article on August the 25th last year. Okay? And it says the NFL officially has its first ever licensed game, NFL Rivals, blah, 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 blah. Okay, tell us a little bit about the... And again, you can see the look of it. It looks pretty cool. And it said here, look, NFL Rivals had its soft launch on April the 26th. It garnered over 2 million downloads with more than 15 million matches played. So it did come out last year. It came out last year on April the 26th as a soft launch. And then what they've probably done is they've now launched it properly out of the soft launch, and that they're going to be ramping up the global launch. But yeah, it's been out since last year. Okay, interesting. So just having a little look at the roadmap here. Okay, so yeah, the 10-yard line is talking about things that are going to come in the next month or two. 40-yard line is within the next 3 to 6 months, and then 90-yard line is at least 6 months out. So this is the 6 months out. In the next 3 to 6 months, there'll be a collection synergy in the game, and this quick trade on the IGM, which I'm guessing is the in-game marketplace or the in-game menu. Crafting. Collecting is core to the NFL Rivals experience, and we'll be launching a new crafting feature that will help add new value to items in their collections and connect players with desirable items from in-game resources to new collectibles we hope to launch soon. Okay, in order to claim the new item up for grabs, players will need to follow a recipe of already existing items, whether limited edition cards, blueprints, or some other items. So basically, you are crafting the items that you've collected, putting them together, and then creating better collections, really. Some crafting recipes will have finite quantities in advance, while others will be limited only by time span. We'll start small, test, get feedback. We're sure you'll have some recipe ideas to share and improve. And this IGM is the in-game marketplace, right? Since we've launched the ability to buy cards from other players in the game, it's been a huge success and we've received tons of great feedback. This sort of thing, honestly, like, I know this sounds really petty, but this kind of thing where the company's telling you what they've been doing and how it's been received, we don't get this at all from Sorare. We never know whether things are working or not, because Sorare don't often say, based on feedback, this has been good, or based on the feedback, this hasn't. We've learned that this actually was a problem, and this is what we're going to do to kind of improve it. I wish that Sorare would do stuff like this more. They'd communicate more like a game dev studio that's opening up what's been working, what hasn't been working, and the things that they're going to be doing based on feedback, testing, data. We're now bringing the quick sell feature from the mythical marketplace to the in-game marketplace too. Okay, what's this here? Yeah, I mean, I think we know what collection synergy is going to be about. So very similar, I think, probably to what we saw on FIFA, where if you can collect players from the same teams or the same nations, then you're going to get a bit of a synergy going on. Squad improvements, I think, is going to be just around, improving, I don't know, like the squad, I guess, obviously. Don't exactly know what that means, but I'm more interested in these two here. The gameplay experimentation system. Whenever we need to roll out changes to gameplay or want to mess around with silly or fun gameplay remixes, we don't want them to affect the outcomes in events or surprise players overnight without a place to get a handle on how they work. I'm laughing because this sounds actually pretty good, but this is not something that we've seen in Sorare. We often see that experimentation happens in a live game and can go terribly wrong, whereas they're saying that they don't want to do it in a live game. They're saying here that they don't want to just completely surprise players overnight and say, hey, this has changed now. This feature, what's this here? This feature will display limited time events that will exclusively feature the changes, whether it's simple stuff like tweaks to speed and acceleration or previews for playing defense. We can also use this feature to do wild and crazy one-offs like low gravity or hyperspeed. That actually sounds kind of fun, to play NFL football in low gravity or hyperspeed. These events will not have any impact on the major pricing we drop during programs and will optimize them so that they don't meaningfully affect league or squad scores. So basically, actually, they will do it in a live game, but they'll say, this is an event where we're testing out something. So if you play it, keep in mind that it's going to be testing out some wacky new features, but it won't actually impact your ranking or your leaderboard progress. So it's just a little bit of fun, and it's a way for us to see in a live game, in a test kind of game mode, what works, what doesn't work, and you guys can have a lot of fun testing it out too. I quite like that. And then defense projections. What's this here? Starting out in the gameplay experimentation system, we plan to roll out the first step in enhancing the defense experience. For each of your opponent's drives, you will see the potential outcomes and the probability of each one occurring with evenly matched teams. Okay. You'll then see the impact your opponent's offense power and your defense power have on the probability of each outcome. Cool. You won't need to take any actions for your defense, but you'll have a view to how the power of your defense affects the outcome of each drive. Okay. This is probably something that's going to make more sense when we play it. In the defense pop-up, you'll see one of your defensive player cards squaring off against one of your opponent's offensive player cards. Different defensive player cards can lead to different defensive outcomes. So swap around your defensive lineup to see how they affect your games. Okay. Cool. Hi, just arriving. It's NFL Rivals on Sorare. No, it's not. It's NFL Rivals as a game that is not on Sorare, but is done by a separate gaming company. Free Tip Scout, just a quick one, but Sorare now gives you arena tickets when you buy cards off the market. Check your DMs, I sent you a screen. I've seen this already in the feedback group. So in the feedback group, Nacho, who's actually part of the marketing, he's the other guy that was, like with Nellis and with PK, there was another guy that was featured in the promo, the video marketing for Rivals. That's Nacho. And Nacho's in the feedback group, and he posted a picture, a screen, showing that you get tickets if you buy from the auctions market, I think, right? We're going to check it now because Twitch Gaming just sent that to me. Yeah, this here. Yeah, buy a card. Yeah, this is exactly the picture which I saw. So yeah, you get 3 arena tickets if you buy a card through auctions or instant buy on Sorare Rivals. I guess I give Sorare credit for that because they are trying to incentivize a way for you to go and spend more money in the game. But honestly, I mean, I guess if you're going to buy a card anyway, then you're going to get 3 arena tickets, right? So that's cool. If you're already planning on buying a card, you're going to get arena tickets, which is great. I don't think if you were planning on buying a card, you're necessarily going to feel that this is an incentive to go and buy a card. But if you was already planning on doing it, you will get some arena tickets. So it's kind of okay. Buy a card, get 3 tickets just to get another 3 tickets from the Rivals box. Yeah. I think as I said, I think the only good thing with this is that if you was already planning on buying cards, right? If you were maybe planning on buying a card for the MLS Special Weekly, for example, then when you buy a card through the auctions or instant buy, you are going to get 3 arena tickets, right? So you'll be like, okay, that's cool. It's like something for nothing because I was already going to go and do it. The 3 arena tickets, of course, just allows you to play more games. Fine. And because they've restricted the amount of free arena tickets you get, then this actually is not too bad. But yeah, I think a lot of people that don't have intentions to buy a card will probably just look at this and think, you know, it's not enough for me to go and buy a card. But fair play to Sorare, they're at least trying different things. I don't like it. Should be the other way around. Spend tickets to win a card and not get a card to get tickets. Yeah. But I think, to be fair, if it was the other way around, they'd give away too many cards, right? And then giving away too many cards would then mean that the prices would just completely crash. So they couldn't really do it the other way around. But yeah, I think there's going to be some people that don't like this, but I don't really have too much of an issue with it. It's just another thing, I think, in Sorare Rivals that is not, you know, like here, this is not going to be enough for me to go and spend alone. Like if I already was planning on spending, then it's going to be great because then I actually just claim 3 arena tickets for something I was already going to do. But if you are not, if you're a free-to-play user, if you're a free-to-play user, for example, I don't think that this is going to be an incentive for you to go and buy cards. Because if you're a free-to-play user, you're going to go spend money to get 3 arena tickets, to then spend the arena tickets to play more Rivals games, and that will give you a chance to win another card, but the likelihood is that you're just going to get 3 arena tickets. So, yeah. Kudos to Sorare for trying something a bit different there. But, yes, it doesn't make a difference for me, personally. Let's go back quickly to this game here. So if you're just tuning in and you're wondering what we're talking about, we're looking at a different game that is actually run by a game dev studio. And it's actually another thing that we should talk about is that Sorare actually, they've created a game, they've developed a game, but they don't really refer to themselves as a game dev studio. And you'd probably say that when they started out, they weren't a game dev studio. The only game that they have developed is Sorare, sure, but they don't really run it also like a game dev studio would run a game. This game is developed by a game dev studio with people who have come from experience working on AAA titles like Call of Duty. I can't remember the other ones they mentioned, but that was the big one that stuck out for me, Call of Duty. They also said Guitar Hero, which is, to be fair, a very successful game, but probably not a AAA game. Let's go and have a look at more of the news, though. Let's go back down here. So look, you can see that the game has been live for a while. NFL Rivals is live on Prime Gaming. Interesting. It won't be anymore. Rivals, we're proud to announce our new 6-month partnership with Prime Gaming. Starting in October, and for each month of the partnership, we're dropping a new in-game prize on the Prime Gaming page for any and all NFL Rivals players to claim. 10 base player cards to help new players build and fill out their lineups to help experienced ones collect some position upgrade points, a $15 value. Here's how to claim. Download Rivals from Google Play or App Store, create a mythical account, go to the NFL Rivals page on the Prime Gaming. Guys, if you don't know, Prime Gaming is essentially the Twitch gaming, but you're just doing it with an Amazon Prime account, and you can actually get freebies and free games every month on Prime Gaming. You can also get a free sub to the channel if you are on Prime Gaming as well. I'll give you the link for that in the chat. There we go. I'm very interested in this, actually. Even though I'm not into NFL, I like the game of it. This is for me a game that I was almost hoping we would get with Sorare Rivals. And I'm not talking about the playing aspect of playing with the cards, right? I'm talking about a game that looks fun, that looks good, that has a lot of game elements to it, like engrossing game elements to it, that has a lot of depth to it, and that has a lot of events which are happening and a lot of cool ideas which are in the pipeline that are being regularly communicated. Yeah, look, it's been around for a while. Look, 2022, guild ownership. I'm definitely going to give this a try. I'm gonna check this out this weekend on the mobile, and I'm going to see what my thoughts are on this here. Is anybody else going to be checking this out this weekend? Let's go back to it actually as well. Never heard of Mythical Games before, but they're a gaming studio that is focused on Web3 games. They're a team of veteran game and platform developers with a passion for bringing foundation-changing concepts to the market. And their people... Oh, I thought we'd actually get to see the people here. We don't. Oh, we do. Where's the... He's at the gym. He's taking a picture at the gym. It's a big no-no. Okay, let's bring up the game again. Rivals, here we go. They've also got another couple of games. They've got Blancos Block Party, and this is the game. This is the they haven't changed this on the website, but this is now that Nitro game that they've developed too. And they've got offices in, from the looks of it, LA, Seattle, Kansas City, Guildford in the UK, Stockholm, and then Seoul. And this is the game that we are looking at today. NFL Rivals. So shares a very similar name with Sorare. Do you guys remember, actually? Do you remember last year when Sorare were floating the idea of Rivals as a new game mode, a mobile-first game mode that would be attracting and appealing to the casual gamers, and that would be a game where you could pick up and play a lot easier, and it would be a fun game? Do you remember when they were floating that idea? They didn't have a name for it. initially they said, we don't really know a name for it, so we're going to call it Kickoff. And then they were kind of asking the community, like, what would you like it to be called? And a couple of people were coming up with, they responded to the tweet from Sorare, and they gave them some name suggestions, right? And then kind of like 2 weeks later or so, they then said, we're going to call it Sorare Rivals. Now, that's actually a little bit strange, and I thought it was strange at the time, because when you develop a game, you come up with a concept, don't you? You come up with a concept and you think, what is this game going to be about? And then from there, when you do the conceptual development of it really early on, you then start to think about what the game should be called based on what the game's about. It was a little bit weird at the time because I thought that if they've already been developing this game, Sorare, which they had, and it's a game that had been in the beta at the time when they were asking about the name, then it was almost like they were working backwards, that they developed the game, but they didn't really know what the game should be about because they didn't have a name for the game as well. So then they then came up with the name after. So it was really weird. And again, as I say, we will never know, but I do think it's interesting that this has already been out for a while. It's very similar in many ways, especially with the name. And then Sorare is now called Rivals 2, when initially it was called Kickoff. Because remember, they called it Kickoff, and we were like, why would you call it Kickoff? Because there's already Kickoff in the game. Come up with a different name. And they said, well, we don't really know what we're going to call it yet. That's what they were asking everyone, what should we call it? But the game that they had been developing had already been in beta. This Sorare Rivals that we know today had already been in existence for months, but they didn't have a name for it. They didn't have and that at the time, as I say, that worried me a little bit, because the name should be something that you come up with early on when you're developing what should this game be about and what is the core essence of the game. And then that then fuels an idea of, okay, we should call it that then, because this is what the game's about. Playing around on the app at the moment, interested in playing along with this a bit. Good but complex app. Definitely seems to hit that FIFA Ultimate Team. What's the M? My Ultimate Team, sorry. FIFA Ultimate Team, My Ultimate Team itch for anyone looking for it. So Scuds is already checking out this game here. And as I say, I think I'll be checking it out this weekend. I'll probably download it today. And I'll have a little bit of a play around with it. I'm interested to see the free-to-play in this here. Because these cards here, the ones with no colour, these are the common cards. And then these cards here with the colours on them, these are the actual NFTs. I did watch... The reason I know that is I watched like a 5-minute video from somebody that just posted a little look into the game, or like a little mini walkthrough. And I watched that, like, I think last night. And they just explained that concept that, like, this one here, because it's black, I think this one is the highest rarity, potentially. And then these ones here, I think, are rare. I think this one's like a epic or whatnot. And then these ones are the commons, but they're not NFTs. So, yeah, definitely going to be checking it out. And I would love to hear everyone's... Oh, is it Madden? Sorry, Madden Ultimate Team. There you go. That's how little I play or even look at NFL games, right? It's not a sport for me, but this actually kind of looks fun. And this is the type of game that I could imagine would appeal to millions of people and would be the sort of thing that I could play casually and keep coming back to playing. Whereas at the moment, Sorare Rivals isn't, because there's not really a game aspect to it as well, because it's a different type of product, right? It's a pure fantasy product that doesn't actually have an element to it where you play it. Like with Sorare, you mainly just plan what you want to do, and then the game plays out, right? When the real life cards or the real life players then play their games, but you don't actually use the cards to play. You plan the game and then the game plays out. Whereas this is kind of a bit different, because you're planning the game and then you're playing the game as well. And there's still that fantasy element in there, because based on how the players do in real life, it then affects their power rankings in the game. So there's still an emphasis and a focus on trying to get the best players or the players that you think can do really well, because then their power rankings will improve with the cards and the NFTs that you've owned. Definitely going to be checking this out. Definitely going to be checking this out. I'm not at all affiliated with this whatsoever. I don't have any referral link or anything like that. I don't even know if that exists, although I'm sure it probably does. I just figured, because we're always talking about Sorare Rivals and how we just don't play it, I figured as I stumbled across this on the weekend, it was worth mentioning, because I know a few of you guys have also reached the point now with Sorare Rivals where you're either bored of it or you're frustrated with it. You're struggling to find the reasons to play it, but you also kind of want to have a sports NFT card collectible type of fantasy game that you can play on the go. And this Rivals here, although I've not played it, it looks to have a little bit of promise here. Even if you're not in NFL or you're not interested in NFL, it could be a game actually that's worth checking out, because there could be a lot of fun to it, and there also could be some good earnings from it as well, with the NFTs that you can own. Who's checking it out this weekend? Is anybody here going to be checking this out? And if you have, as I say, if you're already playing it, then I would absolutely love to know, is it good? Is it bad? What are the good aspects to it? What are the bad aspects to it? How does it compare to Sorare Rivals? What things would you like to see from it in Sorare Rivals that they are currently doing in NFL Rivals? I want to hear all about it. And what I'll also do as well this weekend when I check it out is I'll be giving everyone my thoughts on it as well. And maybe there are some things or inspiration that Sorare could take from this game that we could maybe even just mention to Sorare. I know that they're aware of this game. I'm sure they are. After I ascend, will my prediction be lost that I made for Game Week 71? Not sure, man. Honestly, not sure. You'd have to check that out in the game. Hello to Anathabam. Trying to catch up with the chat here. I don't really care about Rivals anymore, to be honest. Opened another box yesterday and got 3 tickets for the 6th time in a row now. Sold half of my gallery. You sold half your gallery, have you really? Twitch Gaming. Hello to FBL Thinker as well. I mean, this is obviously the problem with Sorare Rivals, that first of all, a lot of people don't find it that fun. Some do, which is good, but a lot of people do find it quite repetitive, quite bland. There's not a lot of depth to it. It's not that exciting or engaging. And that's kind of not great, obviously, for a game. But then if it was quite rewarding, then people would probably put all of those negatives to one side and think, well, I don't really enjoy it too much, but then at least it's worth my time because I can still get some good stuff out of it. But as we know at the moment, this is really the only way to get anything out of it. And even then, you're mostly just playing for more tickets. So it's tickets to go and get more tickets, to go and get more tickets. And then you might get incredibly lucky and win something. But for a lot of people out there, including Twitch Gaming, from the sounds of it, if you're just continually winning tickets and you are playing to win more tickets and win more tickets, that is not going to keep you very motivated to play, to continue to play. And this is why I've been a little bit critical of Rivals, because we don't have the luxury anymore where we can effectively lose users for these kind of decisions or these things in the game which really shouldn't be in the live game and that just aren't really that great. and you'd know that they wouldn't be that great from the beta. And the reason we don't have the luxury is because the prices of cards are so low at the moment in Sorare. The amount of active users in the game is relatively low still compared to the supply. And we are really reaching a point where we need a game mode like this, a brand new game mode like this, to be just hitting the mark every time, and to be smashing it straight out the blocks. It should be smashing it, and it should be, as we talked about yesterday, getting better and better and better, and keeping the excitement ramped up and ramped up. We shouldn't really, at this stage, with the game having been released 2.5 months ago, or we shouldn't be saying that we're not playing it, we don't find a reason to play it, and that people are getting turned off by it. Because we need every single user in the game, especially new people that join the game. We need them, if this is the pull to bring them into the game, we need them to feel like they want to stay, because we can't afford, with the user base being so low at the moment, every user is important. Otherwise, we're going to just have a situation that goes on and on and on, where there's just simply not enough demand in the game, and we're all just going to be struggling to get rewards that are worth it and to have continual growth in Sorare. So, yeah, as I say, check this out. I'll be checking it out myself, and then maybe we can talk a little bit more about it or revisit it next week when I know more and when you guys know more too. But it definitely looks fun, and with the digital card collectible NFT ownership aspect to it, where the cards have real world value and that you can own collectibles that you can trade for money as well, there's a lot of potential here, I think. Even if you're not really into the sport, there's a lot of potential to have fun in a mobile game and to have fun with digital card collectibles that you could also make some money from. Have you seen that FPL is releasing a new game mode? Some speculating it could be related to Sorare. Yeah, I've seen that. I personally don't think it is going to be connected to Sorare. But I have seen that FPL are releasing a new game mode next week. Yeah. Or they're at least announcing or revealing the new game mode next week, which I think is kind of exciting, because FPL's needed a new game mode for a while. And they actually said last year that there would be a new game mode, but they said it last summer actually, that they were working on a new game mode and that the new game mode would be in place for the start of the season, but it wasn't. And so now it looks like they've taken a bit more time to develop it and potentially get it to where they need it to be. And now they're releasing it so that maybe people could get involved in it towards the end of this season, but most likely it will be ready for the start of next season, but they'll reveal it next week and they'll give all the details. And it's kind of exciting. Yeah. I can't see it being connected to Sorare because I think the partnership already is good for both. I don't think I could see the FPL really collaborating on a joint game. Technically, you could even argue that FPL and Sorare are kind of competitors, even though they have this partnership. Not FPL, but the Premier League has a partnership with Sorare. It'd be interesting because if FPL release a game mode that's not connected to Sorare, and if it is a game mode that is maybe not kind of like a Rivals game mode, but if it's a game mode that looks more fun and much more accessible for free-to-play casual users, then that is going to be a problem potentially for Sorare Rivals, because FPL already have that user base, right? And they already have that years, and I mean countless years of history with FPL. People know them, people want to play them, and people play FPL not even really to win anything. They just play it because they think it's fun. And to be fair, it has been fun for a while for me, but I don't play it anymore now that I play Sorare. But if they come up with a different game mode, and I tell you what, I tell you what would be interesting, if FPL developed or launched a game mode that had ownership aspect in the form of digital collectibles. Can you imagine if they'd done that? That would be a serious threat to Sorare. That'd be a real problem for Sorare rivals to try and get that traction. I'm interested to see what they're going to do. And I think that the game has been well overdue, long overdue for an overhaul or a new type of game mode in FPL that can just spice things up and hopefully make things more fun, more engaging, and maybe even more rewarding as well. Yeah. Can't believe there was so much hype around FPL new game, even though it isn't half as interesting as Sorare. Well, that's the thing, though, isn't it? Because they know how to hype things up. And they've also got a big user base, right? They've got a loyal user base that has been playing for years and years and years. But, because FPL has kind of said this is going to be new, they haven't really had a new game mode in so long that it is kind of exciting, I guess, right? To see, okay, how is this going to completely change potentially the dynamic in FPL? As I say, if they released like a game mode where you could own like the players and they'd done it without Sorare, that would be interesting and also a bit concerning. Because you'd like to think if they were going to do that type of game mode where there'd be some kind of ownership, right? But they still kept it FPL related, but maybe Sorare just provided the back-end technology to allow it and some of the design with their cards and whatnot. You would like to think that Sorare would be involved in that because of their partnership with the Premier League, right? If the FPL developed a game with NFTs or collectibles that was not connected to Sorare, that would be quite a missed opportunity for Sorare. Yeah. If FPL released an NFT or even Web 2 play to earn, rest in peace the Sorare market, it would be a big blow to Sorare, the pro mode, and also to Sorare rivals hugely. So very, very excited. I think also that's probably why a lot of people are hoping that Sorare are connected to it, because if they're not connected to it and it is a game mode that is a threat to rivals or a threat to Sorare overall, then it's going to have a knock-on effect where it's going to be even harder then for Sorare to attract the millions into the game if they're then competing against an established FPL brand that is the official brand of the Premier League and that people have been playing for years and they're happy to play it basically with no rewards. But then if you were going to offer them some kind of reward system in there as well, Jesus, that'd be really difficult to combat. Tutorial, time to add pro NFL Rivals player to my Twitter bio. Is it good? Is the tutorial good, Scuds, for this NFL Rivals game? It's kind of a shame that we can't play it. I mean, I guess we could, right? I could download it, and then I could probably get an emulator, and then the emulator would allow me to play it on the desktop. So maybe that's what I need to do this weekend. But I download it on my mobile, then I download an emulator, and then through the emulator, we can then stream this, right? As I'm on the computer, and then I can show everybody what it's like, how it looks. I actually think these graphics are pretty good. I think it looks pretty fun. It looks very mobile focused and mobile friendly. And of course, I like the designs as well of the cards. And I like that. I like that. I think it looks really cool. It's very FIFA looking, but it's pretty cool as well, though. Colors are popping. Looks snazzy. So these are the cards. Interested by NFL Rivals, but only phone game. Can't find it for Windows. Yeah. So it's only a game that you can play on Android or Apple. So it's a mobile game. But there's a thing called is it the emulator? Android emulator, look. So you can download a software which then allows you to play a mobile game on Windows on your desktop. And there's a ton of them. Look, if you just type in Android emulator or Apple Store or like iOS emulator and then Windows, you'll be able to then see loads of articles that give you the best kind of emulators to use. And that's basically how you can then play it on computer, which is probably what we're going to do next week when I download it. Seems quite easy to play. Good quality, repeatable mobile gameplay that gets coins. Just grinding out some tutorials. Not sure how you use the coins though. If it's NFT packs or just the commons. I'm really excited to play this game. I didn't think I'd ever say that. I did not think that I'd say I'm excited to play a American football rivals game. But I also have to say that if this was amazing, then I probably wouldn't have even been looking for that game. You know, what is it they say? That if you're really, really happy in your relationship, then you're not even really looking to see what else is out there. And it kind of feels like that I haven't been happy in this relationship with rivals. So my eyes have started to wander, right? And they've wandered and they've spotted this sexy looking NFL rivals walking down the street. And I've asked for their number. And now I'm going to go on a date with them. Whereas, you know, Sorare had me. But they failed to keep me happy with this here. So that's why we've started to look elsewhere. This can still be great, but this just isn't it for me at the moment. And this is much more of a game that looks a lot more fun to play, to be honest with you. Whilst earning NFTs or rewards that have real world value on the blockchain. I don't know how well it would do on emulator. It's quite touchscreen heavy for gameplay. Almost certain for you, at least, you could get a way to airplay the game from mobile to OBS. Yeah, definitely something that I'm going to be checking out this weekend, guys. We'll see, like, if I like it, if I enjoy it. Well, to be fair, even if I don't enjoy it, it'd probably be quite useful now that we've talked about it to show you guys what's good and what's bad, right? So I will look at it this weekend. And if I can't get it up on an emulator, I will then try and find a way to just play it on my phone that can then be fed through to my streaming software so that we can then still bring it up on the big screen. So I'll look at that. That's my homework this weekend, to look at that, and then we can compare this to the current Sorare rivals, and we can maybe then even see, should this have been what Sorare rivals should have been more aiming for, or is this the sort of thing that Sorare rivals should be trying to aim for, trying to eclipse, right? Is that based on real world NFL? It's based on real world NFL, yeah. So basically it's Sorare rivals, but it is NFL rivals. But it's not Sorare rivals because there's a much more deeper gameplay to it from the looks of it. And you actually also get to play with the cards that you have collected in a kind of like a mobile game. And there are actual rewards to be won in a leaderboard here. So you climb the leaderboard, you win rewards that have value that you can use to then get better players or collectibles in here. There's also this, you see this here, there's like an NFT collection that's also running, like with these here. There's like an NFT collection, an officially licensed NFL NFT collection in the game. And by owning those as well, it unlocks special events that you can take part in, which will then give you, look, it would unlock different types of events as well, depending on what you own too. Just sounds really fun. And for a sport that I have no interest in, I like the look of it. I like the sound of it. It's run by a game dev studio called Mythical Games, which we kind of checked them out. They are a Web3 blockchain focused gaming studio that has a load of devs and people that have joined there that have worked on some big games in the past. So they know how to make a game. Yeah, it sounds good. It really sounds good. And that's why I wanted to share it with everyone, because I'm almost just a little bit sick and tired of kind of saying, look, we've got this game mode that should be great, Rivals, yeah. We avoid it like the plague. We don't play it. We barely talk about it on the stream. And I know a lot of you, I've been like that very much from the get-go. Well, this is different now, isn't it? I've been pretty much like that from the get-go because I played this during a beta and it really didn't do it for me. But I know a lot of you guys were very positive about this at the start. You were playing it a lot. But you've kind of also have recently started to reach the point where you're seeing less and less interest in this game now, this game mode. You're becoming more and more frustrated with it. You're finding less and less reason to pick it up and play it. And as I say, I was doing a little bit of research this weekend to just kind of check out some other Web3 games that maybe look interesting in the space, right? And this was one that I came across that I thought, wow, okay, NFT Rivals. I was like, wow, they're copying Sorare Rivals, but actually they've been around before Sorare Rivals, and because they've been around now for a couple of years, I guess they're still doing pretty good. And it does look like a fun game that I thought, if you're not getting that Rivals fix in Sorare, then you might be able to get a mobile, casual kind of digital collectible experience in this game here. And if not, then at least you can check something out and compare it to what we have in Sorare and see maybe what things Sorare maybe need to add into their Rivals to get it potentially to this. But I don't know myself because I've not played it, but I'm really interested to play it now. We've checked it out today. Okay, we're going to take a very quick 5-minute break. And then when we're back, I'll tell you what we could do when we're back. We could maybe check out a few more videos about Rivals, and then we'll open up some free Tip Scout Fund coupons. Because even though we've checked this out, we've read it, we've looked at the marketplace, we've kind of read a little bit about the roadmap. What we could also do is maybe just check out a couple of videos on it as well, to see if we can understand it a bit more. Maybe find like a walkthrough or something. But I'm also a little bit anxious to do that, because I almost don't want to stream someone else's content, because then it looks like we're kind of copying it. So let me think about that. But for now, we're going to take a very quick 5-minute break, and then when we're back, we'll do some more stuff. So see you in 5, guys, okay? All right, guys, we're back again. So, coins come from playing games. They open packs. They give a very small chance of an NFT card. But you also get gems. Not sure where from. Potentially competitions and objectives. Best pack I've found with gems is 1% chance of an NFT. But it's a bad pack selection right now. Okay. Scuds, what's the gameplay like, though? What's the gameplay like when you are playing the games with your cards? And when you go through the tutorial, Scuds, does it give you like just random selections of like commons, or can you kind of draft them to begin with, and then that's your kind of team to start building from? How does it work? Definitely, I'm really excited to check it out. I think the last time I ever played an NFL game was like when I was 7 or 8. And that was on like the Master System 2. That's how old I am. I had a Master System 2 where I played a NFL game, and it was actually really fun, even though I didn't know about the rules and whatnot. I just, when you're young, you just play whatever, don't you? Wonder if we can find more information about this game as well. NFL Rivals. Maybe we can look at a review. We can check out some reviews on it or something. It's not a bad score on Metacritic. So this is a person talking about NFL Rivals, and then these are people giving their doing reviews and their impressions on it. I don't really want to play anything here because, of course, it looks like we're then stealing it. But what we could do, this site here. Okay, this is the site that I use to find. This is the site that I use to find out about Parallel. So you get 3 commons. I also used the Prime Pack, and that helped me put together a better team. Only played single player, and it's very arcadey. You only do offensive play, not defensive, but good quality for a mobile arcade game. Good. Seems to be very grindy. Login regular for rewards. Play X games per period for rewards. Level up cards with login points. Definitely not a Sorare placement, but it's a good mobile game with pay-to-earn potential. That's Scud's initial thoughts there in the stream, in the chat. So thanks for that, Scuds. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, doesn't surprise me that it could be a little bit grindy, because these types of mobile games usually are. But the fact that you're saying it has, some good pay-to-earn potential, and also that the gameplay actually is pretty good for a mobile game. It's good quality. I like that. Let's see what it says here. When was this reviewed? So this was the status of the beta. So it's no longer in a beta. They reviewed this before it was launched properly. We've also got, look, we've got Sorare here as well. Streaming Sorare? What do they mean? Oh, wow. Well, look at that. I never knew that. I honestly didn't know that as a streamer, you come up on this site. There we are, right there, look. Along with Zanoob, Thork. Wow. I thought to myself, how are they streaming it? But there we are, right there. Incredible. Yeah, we're global. So that's pretty cool. I quite like that. I didn't know that this site was pulling in streams connected to the Web3 games, but it is amazing. It definitely helps with getting discovered as well. Cool. Let's go back, though, because what we wanted to do was read this a little bit. To be fair, it got a Best Sports Game award last year. That's interesting. I quite like this site because they cover all sorts of games here, and it's all Web3 games, and they're quite I think, fair with their reviews and with their information they provide. So, again, this is the overview. So we're just basically taking charge of NFL players and then trying to put together a really good team. Arcade-style football gameplay, which is what it's been sold on. What's the Rivals about, Scuds? Is the Rivals that you're going one-on-one against... You're basically going one-on-one, aren't you? Against another manager out there. Do you get to pick who you go up against, or are you automatically matched to your closest rival? It says here, look, a significant aspect of NFL Rivals is its dynamic arcade-style gameplay, which is just what Scuds was talking about. Each new season in NFL Rivals brings novel opportunities for competition and achievement. As players progress, they can unlock and collect digital collectibles featuring their favorite NFL players, adding a layer of collection and upgrading to the gameplay. Oh, you've not got past the tutorial yet, but there's a power rating for your team. Okay, so that will give you the matchmaking then, presumably. Well, look at this. It's quite cool. Multiplayer interaction forms an integral part of NFL Rivals. Players have the option to join a squad and collaborate with other GMs. That's cool. I love that. That's almost like guild play. And to be honest with you, I think if Sorare added that into Sorare Rivals, then that would, in my opinion, make the game so much more fun to play. And I would probably start playing Sorare Rivals if they added that kind of a feature where you can partner up with other managers out there. This cooperative element of gameplay allows squads to ascend the leaderboards and procure valuable in-game rewards together. That's brilliant. That alone makes me want to go and play this game. And I know that Sorare have a social element as well, but they don't actually have like a multiplayer element in the game. Not even in Pro. You can't even link up with people in Pro. The only kind of multiplayer was the private leagues, but that's not even really multiplayer. Being able to cooperatively play and join up with others to then compete against a group of others is really cool. So it's currently available for free for everyone. There's not any forced Web3 elements. So you can easily play the game till you decide to interact with any blockchain element. Let's give the review a look. I do like the look of it as well. I think this is really cool. Let's give the review a read, sorry. A quick read. Okay, so they say here, it brings the excitement of American football to the mobile gaming arena. As you manage your player roster and guide your team to victory, the game aims to captivate players with its gameplay mechanics and leaderboard-driven progression. It's the one thing we don't have on Sorare at the moment, Sorare Rivals, leaderboard-driven progression. There is absolutely no incentive at the moment, really, to be climbing the leaderboard on Sorare Rivals. It's a waste of time. And we've mentioned before how there kind of is a reason to get high up, but it's not explicitly stated. And it seems very random. It's not stated in the game. It's kind of almost very ad hoc, because we've seen that Sorare have rewarded people for a high position in Sorare Rivals, but they haven't said what they've rewarded them. It's all been very hush-hush and very obscure for a reason I can't understand. But again, they're saying here that it's about trying to climb the leaderboard as much as you can, because if you do, you'll be able to get the bigger, better rewards that will help you progress, right? It says it demonstrates potential. Certain areas prevent it from achieving greatness. Okay. So at the outset, you get introduced to a squad that lack notable skills. As you delve into the game, earning in-game credits and gems becomes pivotal in unlocking packs, from the shop. It comes back to what Scuds was talking about there. These packs offer a chance to acquire new players, injecting fresh talent into your team and bolstering its power score. Scuds was mentioning that the packs that he's seen have very low chances to get the real quality players, but almost similar to what we have with the reward boxes here, where you have a very low chance to actually get the reward that you want. Offensive plays require strategic decision-making, with players taking control of the quarterback to execute throws or initiate running plays. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. So you take control every time of the quarterback. Okay. Successful catches prompt a switch to the ball-carrying player who must advance towards the end zone. Cool. So I'm guessing the ball goes to the quarterback, and then you have to make a decision as to where you throw it. And then where you throw it, if your player gets it, you then obviously just have to do what they do in real life, try and run as far as you can and get to the end zone. The game adheres to standard American football rules, allowing for varied play choices and decisions, such as whether to play or punt the ball. On defense, your team's performance solely relies on their stats as you observe their actions rather than directly controlling them. Okay. So this is where you're going to need to be trying to get the best cards, right? Because you don't control the defense, as Scud said. Your defense is largely dictated by their stats there. As the game progresses, the significance of your team's stats during offensive plays becomes increasingly apparent. Interceptions, incomplete passes, and tackled teammates add layers of challenge to the experience. To address these hurdles, improving your cards and power score becomes crucial. While in-game tokens can be earned through gameplay, the presence of paid options, granting significant advantages in team building, raises concerns regarding potential pay-to-win tendencies. So there's a slight worry that it could be a little bit tipped towards pay-to-win here. That's what they're saying. NFL Rivals offers a range of story modes and leaderboards, each catering to different playstyles and team compositions. With the standard story mode, while the standard story mode welcomes all players, additional leaderboards unlock special prizes contingent upon your team's configuration. Very cool. So there's not just one leaderboard. There's several different leaderboards that you have to almost try and unlock to. Experience points provide the means to level up your players. As you collect more players that fit in your squad, you can sell them for additional XP to improve your main players. Let's have a quick...
Oh, he found the pocket!
Oh, wow, sorry, that was really loud, wasn't it? That almost blew my ears out there.
Nothing about this, but we are going to be the New England Patriots. Let's play!
Don't think we need to hear him, actually. He's a little bit annoying. Oh, it's really bad because we're buffering at such a low resolution on Twitter. I think we got the gist of it, that he's finding a pass, he's found it, and then he's got to kind of run towards the end zone. Okay, cool. And so then based on the opponent that we're going up, based on the defense, they will either intercept those passes easier or they won't. If the other person we're playing has low defensive stats. Despite my limited NFL knowledge, NFL Rivals managed to captivate my attention, resulting in extended play sessions. This is what I'm not getting on Sorare Rivals at the moment. We've got a great knowledge about football, but we're not playing Sorare Rivals because I find it boring. And it's just not doing it for me. Whereas he's actually saying he didn't really have much knowledge on NFL, but he found it fun. And he was playing it a lot of the time, which is kind of what I think hopefully I'll be doing. The allure of improving my team's competitiveness prompted me to invest in some in-game items. However, the game's visual presentation requires refinement. certain animations, particularly the kicking animation, verge on the comical side. There is a risk of repetitiveness due to the similarity between plays. The increasing significance of team stats necessitates honing your skills during offensive maneuvers. Okay. And then this is basically his overview. So it's quick and easy to start playing, engaging gameplay, varied leaderboards. Great. So the quick and easy to start playing we have on Sorare. Engaging gameplay, that's up for debate. I certainly don't find it very engaging. And the varied leaderboards we don't have. We've only really got one leaderboard on Rivals, and it doesn't matter, that leaderboard, at all, because it means nothing right now. But the cons here, heavy reliance on power score for automated play, potential for pay-to-win mechanics. So there's a potential that it could get a little bit too pay-to-win heavy. I think it's a fair point from him. And I'm glad he's mentioned that, because that often is one of the downfalls with a lot of mobile games, that they can become quite pay-to-win aggressive. And so interesting that he's mentioned that, something to keep an eye on. And he also said the graphics in certain areas need improvements, which probably they have been improved by now, because he done this review, from the looks of it, quite a while back, last year, May the 2nd, 2023, when it was still in a beta, and it's now being officially launched. So I think that is a fair review, isn't it? I quite like that. I mean, I haven't played the game, but from what... Oh, here we go, look. It was posted on the 8th of June, and it was updated on the 6th of September. So I'm definitely going to be checking it out. Definitely checking it out this weekend. And as I say, guys, this site has... I quite enjoy this site. I am discovering more and more Web3 games out there. And there's a lot. And you can kind of get some good detail on them. Read the information from these guys on the games before you play them, so that you don't waste your time with games that maybe aren't worth it. But yeah, we'll be checking it out, I think, this weekend, and then also next week. The main thing for me is the grind. It's got that mobile look, repetitive gameplay, but with rewards and online game to progress to. So that's a very fair review. Good stuff. So I'm going to be checking it out this weekend, guys. NFL Rivals. I'd say that if you're also maybe reached your limit with Sorare Rivals, you're just tired of it or sick of it, and you've just had enough of playing it, or you just don't find it that fun anymore, then maybe check out NFL Rivals as well, because it actually sounds like it's quite fun to play. There is a good possible potential for play to earn in there as well, because the cards that you collect are NFTs as they are on Sorare, and you can sell them for cash and hopefully win some good rewards in there too. Okay, we've got about half an hour until the new game week starts here. We've also had an offer. We've had a card sent to us from Camcouth, so we'll accept that there. Thank you so much, Camcouth. So 35 minutes until the game week starts, guys. And again, this is the community team that we're going to be running in the first ever weekend of the MLS Special Weekly. Where's everyone gone in the chat? I only see Scuds in here. I will open up some more free tip scout fund coupons as well. We'll open up Timo Pooky. We'll open up Find a Player. We'll also open up Pick My Lineup. And last but not least, we'll open up giveaway time as well. What's everyone focusing on this weekend on Sorare? Champ America or All-Star, and why? Probably Champion America. There's 3,842 and there's 650 rewards in Champ America Limited. That's incredible. I mean, it's also pretty good in All-Star. Look, in All-Star, at the moment, you've got like a 1 in 2 chance to win something. There's 1,500 rewards and there's only 8,416. If there were 15,000 entrants, then you would have a 10% chance to win something. It's 8,400, so you've got a 1 in 2 chance to win. So probably on that basis, you can see that All-Stars may be a little bit better, but it would depend also on the strength of your team. A lot of these competitions seem to be very under-entered, don't they? There seems to be loads of low entries this week in the competitions. Why do you guys think that is? Yeah, you're probably right. International break has messed up a lot of people's ability to put out their players and teams this weekend. Definitely agree with that. I think we've got a good chance this weekend to win something. At the moment, there's only 2,500 entrants in the MLS Special Weekly. You guys asked me a few days ago how many entries I predicted would be in the MLS Special Weekly, and I said between 2,500 to 3,000. But at the moment, it looks like my prediction was pretty spot on. I wouldn't expect there to be more than 3,000. The prize pool here, you need to finish in the top 500. So with it being 2,500 at the moment, I think we've got a really good chance to get into the top 500 here. Yeah, all our lineups are done, Neil. They've been done for a while, to be fair. We had them complete by Tuesday, really. How are you getting on with your lineups and what are you focusing on this weekend, Neil? I've just finished work. Would you be able to see what you would do with mine? I only have 2 MLS rare teams. Is that possible? Yeah, you can. It is, man. If you want to, if you want to activate a coupon, we can do it. It's enough for the pick my lineup, I believe. Yeah. So if you do pick my lineup, then I can show you what lineups I would do with your players. I think pick my lineup is about 10,000, though. Is it 7,000? That seems really cheap, actually. Pick my lineup. It's available. There we go. You found it, Neil. All right. So, Neil, if you want to tell us what your Sorare manager name is, we'll bring you up and then I'll tell you. There we go. Neil 1989. And then what teams are we doing here? for Game Week 461, what are the 2 lineups that we're going to do? Just 2 MLS rare teams, okay. For the MLS comp, what, the special weekly? Okay. So you've got Evan Bush and you've got John McCarthy as the 2 goalies there. Defensively, you've got Mickey, your main, who's brilliant, and Maya Yoshida, and then Zavaleta. Okay. We've also got Cuevas, but he's unlikely to play. Okay, so you've got a very heavy LA team. And then you've got a couple of players that are dotted around outside of that, like Cliche for DC United. You've also got, where's he gone? Interesting. I don't actually, to be honest with you, I don't actually think that, Cucho as well. I don't actually think that your team is going to do that great, the LA Galaxy one. I could be wrong, right? And there's no guarantee. I think this is a difficult game for LA Galaxy away. I do actually think that LA Galaxy are going to score, though. So what I would do, I would just simply do McCarthy here. Then I would do Mickey, of course. Then I would run with probably both of these here, of Puig and Delgado, because I think they're both heavy hitters, right? It depends if we can fit them in, though, because they have really high L15s, don't they? We're up to 184 out of 280, so we might not actually be able to do it. We probably won't be able to do it. Paintsil's probably got to go in here as the forward for 45. Then that gives 138. This is high, 64, then plus 51. You know what? You can do it. You can actually do it. Yeah, I think this one pretty much picks itself. It's not the greatest fixture for them, but these are really good players here, and they have the potential to score well in that fixture, even if they don't keep a clean sheet. I'd be tempted to give the captaincy to Puig or Delgado rather than Mickey. I know that Mickey here has the AAA rating, but I actually think this is much more a game you want to target more midfielders than defenders. So, yeah, probably do Puig here. I wouldn't do Cucho in this team, no. I would play Cucho, but I would not put Cucho in this team. I would just go with a hard stack here for LA. Yeah. I would put Cucho in a different team because he said that he has he wants to put 2 teams together. So this would probably be the first team that I would do. I'd make this like a strong LA team. So let's just save that one. And then we'd do another one with what he's got left over, which would then be Bush here. And then defensively, it would be Yoshida. Then we've got Brugman, but at the moment, Brugman's not really been starting, has he? I like him, but he's not really been starting. So, this is a difficult fixture, but Cliche would go in as a midfielder. Then we'd put Cucho in here. And then I'd throw Dejan in as the extra. And then I'd give the captaincy to Cucho here. One of the reasons as well that I wouldn't put Cucho in that other team is because I would want to captain Cucho, but in the other team, I would probably want to captain one of the LA Galaxy boys. So separating Cucho into this team here, which is not strong, it's still actually got some good players in here though. But then having the standout player here that you then captain means that you're getting a really good score, most likely from this team too, because you're going to captain a heavy hitter. Almost having two heavy hitters or several heavy hitters in one team is potentially a little bit wasted in the MLS Special Weekly. Now, it's not, because of course, if they hit a good score, great, but you can only captain one. And you're definitely going to want to captain Cucho, and the captaincy is so important because it's 50% extra scoring bonus, right? Having a Cucho in here as the captain could single-handedly drag this team into the rewards, even if some of the other players around him are maybe not as strong as what were in the first team. So that's what I would do with your team there. And this is what you was thinking as well, was it, Neil? Love it, man. Yeah. So good minds think alike. That's exactly what I would do. So I would do that team for the second one. And then for the first one, I would do that team. And then it's just a case of deciding who you captain. Delgado is also a really good option to captain. But I think with Puig at the moment, especially how he's doing, how he's playing, he seems to me to be the more logical pick here. And I think also because LA are probably going to score, I would actually expect him to get involved in a decisive there. Good luck with your teams as well. This is that type of fixture where, Sporting KZ could lose it. On paper, everyone's backing Sporting KZ to win, but LA Galaxy aren't like a pushover. They've got a lot of good players there. So I don't think it's an easy game for Sporting. I think the fact that they're playing at home means that it's a little bit more trickier for LA Galaxy than it is for Sporting, but they're still going to need to do a really good job against them. And if not, then LA Galaxy could beat them because they've got more than enough good enough players to do it. I'm out for today. Jim is calling. Thank you so much, Twitch Gaming. Don't forget the UC deadline tomorrow. Thanks for the stream. Thank you so much for jumping in, man. And thank you for the reminder about the UC as well. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you on the next ones, man. You managed to get Delgado #1 for £50. Oh my God. When did you do that? That is a bargain. Let's check that out. Oh, we have to go back to Neil's gallery here. So Neil got the #1. This is the #1 Mark Delgado card for £53.31 on the 9th of March. That is absolutely brilliant. That's brilliant. Look, where's the #1? This is the #1 card of the new season. And look at all the other cards that have been auctioned since. His #2 went for 101. His #3 went for 103. His #4 went for 104. His #5, with there being the MLS Special Weekly now and people turning their attentions and increasing the demand to get cards for this competition this weekend. His #5, which sold last night at auction for 133. And Neil picked up an absolute bargain here with the #1 for £53. Brilliant, man. Really, really good. Do we have any more predictions for the USA League guys here? We basically need 3 more. We need 3 more predictions from the community, and then we have a full 14 or 13, should I say, people playing for a limited card. Does anybody want the last 3 here? Because if we don't get them, then I will do those predictions myself. but I would love for you guys to do them because it then means that we've got 3 additional people playing for a limited card this weekend. So the last 3 remaining games are St. Louis versus DC United, Colorado versus Houston, and San Jose Earthquakes versus Seattle Sounders. And they're available for everyone to take. Throw your hat in the ring from Connor. Good man. I was wondering when you were going to get involved, Connor. I was thinking that surely someone's got to get involved here. And I didn't see your name on the list earlier, so I thought, I bet Connor wants to have a go at this, surely. And he did. He did. He's done throw your hat in the ring. So Connor wants to do 3-1 to Houston. My boys there, he says. So 3-1 this way. That's brave. I like it. It's brave and it's bold. Free Tip Scout new season J League cards only 2 times. Should I sell my Contender Classic cards, including Paul Jolly and Barbet? Do not sell Paul Jolly and Barbet. Do not sell them. Hold on to them. So this is what you want to do, isn't it, Connor? 3-1 to Houston, right? If it is, that's absolutely fine. We'll lock it in, and then I'll add you onto the spreadsheet. Let's do it. This would give us a mammoth 866.9 points there. So, Connor, I really am going to be following this game because if this ends up being 3-1, I am going to absolutely love you, man, because this would be a huge points total for the game week. This would be, at the moment, I think the highest that we could get from the game week from one single game. We have other Pooky Balls that we could use, but we want to use this one because this one gives us a boost for Colorado. And of course, it's Colorado playing. So lock that in. 3-1. And we're going to dive it back really quickly to the tracker here. Okay, and we're going to throw in here Colorado versus Houston. 1-3. And we're going to put Connor in here. So thank you so much, Connor, and good luck this weekend, man. You've now got even more of a reason to follow that game because if it does end up being 3-1 to Houston, you are going to be able to choose a limited card from the pile that we're giving away. So fingers crossed, man. And I really hope it comes off because, yeah, that'd be an amazing amount of points to get from the game week. We've also had another one. So Assets in Sport is going to get the last, well, one of the last remaining 2. So Assets in Sport. There are 2 more games left here that the community can make a prediction on. We've got St. Louis versus DC and Earthquakes versus Sounders. Which one do you want to get involved in? 1-1 in the San Jose game, he says, please. You got it, man. So 1-1. And we're going to, for this game, I think we're going to pick this ball because we have a 1-1 ball here. Hey May, I know this is a weird one, but I'm very new to Sorare and I'm in need of some help. I only have 6 cards in my gallery and have 0.07 in my Sorare account. If I could get any help with what to do, it would be much appreciated. Sorare, his username is AYMBaller. Okay, we'll check you out in a second. So thank you for jumping in. Especially if you're new to Sorare, this is the place to get some help. So we're going to do that in a second. Just bear with me. We're going to lock in 1-1 for Assets in Sport here. So thank you for the prediction, Assets in Sport. And good luck with this prediction, man. We don't have, at the moment, in fact, this is, look, we've only got 2 predictions right now that are under 2.5. And I like that because we kind of need to have a few under 2.5s in the MLS. We can't have them all over 2.5. We could, but it's kind of nice to have a few that are under because then there's always a few that go under, right? So hopefully the ones that do go under 2.5 are these 2 exactly. And what we're going to do, of course, we go back into the tracker here and we throw in that it's San Jose Earthquakes versus Seattle. Rejig that, okay. And we're going for 1-1, and it's going to be Assets in Sport. So thank you so much for that, man. Assets in Sport, if it is 1-1 exactly, you are going to win a limited card, and you'll be able to pick it. So good luck to you, man. And thank you so much for taking part in this here. Let's go and check out AYM Baller. Don't forget, guys, there's only one more game left to predict here now. So we've had all predictions from the community for the USA League this weekend. Apart from this one, this is the last remaining game. So if anybody wants to predict the St. Louis versus DC United game, you can. It's the last one, and it means then that you will have the last opportunity to win a limited card this weekend just from predicting a game for me on Pooky. So it's there. Once it goes, that's it. We'll then have all of our contestants, if you want to say that, taking part in this competition this weekend, which means that we have the potential to give away 13 limited cards if the guys that have predicted get their predictions 100% correct. For the time being, until we get the next or the final prediction, let's go and have a little look at AYM Baller. AYM Baller. Yeah, thank you, Assets, as well. Thank you for the prediction, man. Best of luck to you. I really want to give out a limited card, guys, right? Last weekend when we ran this challenge or this competition, we didn't get a single score 100% correct, so I couldn't give out a limited card. I really want to give out a limited card this weekend, so I really hope that we do get an exact score from at least one of you, ideally all of you, but at least one of you, I hope gets it 100% correct, and then you can choose a limited card from the list that we have. Manjit, hi mate, I'm playing Staj Durher, Aaron Long, Tillman, Bogus, and Bwanga. I should play this in the MLS special, right? Yes and no. It depends, really, Manjit, because at the moment, obviously the MLS special weekly will give you cash, right? And right now, there's a low amount of entries in there of 2,500, and you need to finish in the top 500 to win cash. So you could play in here and have a very good chance of getting in the top 500, because at the moment, you've actually got kind of more like a 20% chance to win rather than a 10% chance. And then you get cash, right? If you do that. However, the Champion America, this has 650 limited cards in here. So you need to finish in the top 650. It's only 3,957. So it depends on what you're prioritizing. If you want the cash more, then go for it with the team you've got. If you want to try and win one of the new in-season MLS cards so that you can then play like in-season competitions in the transition phase, then probably Champ America will be a good competition to get involved in this weekend. Personally, for me, I'm going to be playing, of course, we've built a team for the MLS Special Weekly, but let's say that if we hadn't built a community team for the MLS Special Weekly, I would still be playing that team in the MLS Special Weekly because it only runs for 3 game weeks, right? And then it's gone. Or as far as we know, it's gone. We don't know that it's going to continue after the 3 game weeks. So I would just be playing that. That being said, it's the last weekend for the Champion America. It has another game week in the midweek. So if you feel quite nostalgic with Champion America, if it's been good for you in the past, then this will be your last chance to win something on a weekend game week in Champ America. And you've got a great chance to win a really good reward because the points total you'll need in there won't be so high, with there being so few entries in there as well. Let's go and check out AYM Baller. He has 6 cards here. He has £6.61, so it's a new player to the game. He drops us a message in the chat to say, look, he's new. He'd like a little bit of help. Ordinarily, what we do is that when we kind of look at galleries and we try and give some advice, you usually need to redeem like a coupon, as they're called, a free Tip Scout Fund coupon, which you can earn by jumping in these live streams. So it's a way for you to get rewarded for your loyalty and your time. And then it's a way for me to then help you and say thank you for giving the time on the stream. Because you're new, probably to the stream as well, but also because you're quite new in Sorare. I can see that you've got some cards here. Earl Edwards Jr., I don't like him at all. Not a fan of Earl Edwards Jr. whatsoever. He's not even playing at the moment either. Is he projected to play this weekend? He might be, mightn't he? He's just not a good goalkeeper. So just looking at your gallery there. Where have they gone? There they are. Just looking at your gallery there, I'd say that the other players you've got are actually pretty good. But this is the big problem here. I know it's a problem when you're a low budget or free to play player. Goalkeepers are where the big expense is, but this guy's no good. Yeah, he is playing though, which is good for you. Don't expect a good score from him. They are playing at home against Chicago, and I think that New England will win, but I'm also not expecting Earl Edwards to keep a clean sheet there. And I don't think the odds expect them either. That 31% chance for a clean sheet. I'd be very surprised if they do. What is the team that you're going to be entering? Like, what competition are you looking to enter this team into? AYM Baller. Like, where are you focusing this team on? Because with Earl Edwards Jr., he has such a low cap cost that you could use him in the cap modes. You could also throw this team into All-Star as well. FTS is about to win 10,000 for all correct scores in the MLS, and I won't even be able to take the credit for it. I won't be able to take the credit. I'll have to thank you guys. I'll take you guys all out. We'll do a free Tip Scout meetup, and we'll just have a big piss up with the 10,000. Guys, I have a pretty decent lineup with only second div players, but La Liga 2 has a full game week. Should I play an All-Star or maybe Cap 270 instead because there's more rewards there, or stay in second div? I like second div for you because second div doesn't have a huge amount of people in it. 2,524 with 430 rewards in there. Those odds are really good. You did indeed, didn't you, boy Matty? Thank you, man. Thank you. I didn't spot it until you just told me. So we've got our last redemption of Throw Your Hat in the Ring. And it's from boy Matty here. You played last weekend as well, didn't you, boy Matty? From memory. So boy Matty's having another pop at this here. He's having another go. Let's dive back into Pooky. Because this is the last game now that's available, of course, you don't really get a choice. You have to do this one. But what is the prediction that you want to do for St. Louis versus DC United? And then whatever it is, we'll throw it in. And then hopefully you get it 100% correct and I can give you a limited card as a reward. 2-0. 2-0 to St. Louis there. What Pooky ball do we want to use here? To try and maximize the points we can get from this one. Probably this one. Yeah, I think it is this one to try and get the big boost on the home win and the exact score. So definitely want to do 2-0, yeah? Just before I lock it in. Matty, if you do, that's absolutely fine. We'll lock it in. And then we will then add you to the spreadsheet. It then means that you're competing for a limited card this weekend with that prediction. Let's do it. Let's do it. So lock it in. So we now have, this is so cool. So a big shout out to everybody that has participated in this challenge, this competition that we do every week. I think it's super fun because you guys get to win something out of it. And also you get to follow games that maybe you wouldn't ordinarily have followed. And also it's quite fun because I'd love to see how, as a community, we can all do together with this here. Of course, it means that my Pooky game week is also in the Pooky game week fate is in your hands. So I could either have like a shocking game week or a really good game week. And if I have a really good game week, then you guys are also going to profit because it means I can give out more limited cards as well, especially if we get loads of exact scores. So I think this is so cool. I actually like a lot of the predictions we've got as well. We have 3 under 2.5 scores out of the 13, and then the other 10 are over 2.5. We've only got 2 games which have clean sheet potential from our predictions, the 2-0 and the 1-0. And I think we've got a really good mix of home and away scores here. So I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you to everyone that gave me the prediction. Let's add, before we forget, let's add boy Matty in here. Okay, so St. Louis here versus, who they're playing? DC United, cool. Versus DC United, and we're going for a 2-0 here. And it is the boy wonder, boy Matty. There you go, man. Good stuff. So these are the 13 participants in Throw Your Hat in the Ring this weekend. It's a Nathabam 86 with 3-1 win for Columbus away to Charlotte. Audris Vinagris with a 2-1 home win for New England against Chicago. Estonian Weirdo with a 1-0 win for Portland against Philadelphia at home. Mikey 8989 with a 3-1 win at home for LAFC versus Nashville. Sopsy is also going for 3-1 for Vancouver Whitecaps to beat Real Salt Lake. We've got Manjit, who's going for, again, a 3-1 for Orlando to beat Austin. And then Thepamino is going for 2-2 for Toronto Atlanta, so a high-score draw. Reindeer is going for a 3-1 away victory for Inter Miami against New York Red Bulls. Arthur is giving us a 3-1 drunk prediction because he was pretty steaming. I haven't even asked, are you suffering with a bit of a hangover today, Arthur? I know you're in the chat and you've been lively, but do you have a headache today? Is the room spinning around you? Because if you missed it yesterday, Arthur was flying on the booze yesterday in the stream. It was quite funny. And he gave us a prediction when he was a bit drunk. And we were laughing, saying that, imagine if Arthur is now the only one that gets the exact score prediction. Everyone else was sober. They don't get it. But the drunkard gets the exact score. So I can't wait to see how close or how far Arthur is. But he went for 3-1 for Cincinnati to beat New York City at home. Tisdale, who gave us the prediction today, went for Sporting KZ, our community team, to beat LA Galaxy 3-2 at home. Connor's just given us a prediction of Colorado to lose at home 3-1 against Houston, which I think is super cool. Very different. Assets in Sport is going for a 1-1 low-score draw between San Jose Earthquakes and Seattle. And then last but not least, the prediction that we just put in was St. Louis versus DC United. Boy Matty going for a 2-0 win. So incredible. We've got a load of cool predictions there. Home, away, over, under. Love it. It looks good to me. And I can't wait to see how many correct scores we get. I am going to ask everybody, how many exact scores do you think we're going to get this time around? Because I asked the same question last weekend or last week before the weekend started. And we had some guesses of 4, 6 exact scores, 5, 7. We got 0 last weekend. So how many exact scores do you guys think we're going to get this weekend with these predictions? Because I think that this weekend we've got a much better chance with the predictions we've got I actually think we have a chance here to get 3 as a minimum. So I'm going to say that we're going to get 3 exact scores here. I don't really know which ones, if I'm honest with you. I kind of feel like maybe the Sporting KZ LA Galaxy one could be a 3-2, actually. And the Toronto versus Atlanta, I think, could also be 2-2. And then I also think Orlando versus Austin, 3-1's a very good prediction there too. I'm not totally convinced that Nashville can score against LAFC. And Portland versus Philadelphia seems a little bit low, on the low side. But those would probably be the ones that come to my attention the most for an exact score. The 3-1 Orlando versus Austin, the 2-2 Toronto Atlanta, and then the 3-2 Sporting KZ versus LA Galaxy. And I hate to say that because I don't want our Sporting KZ team to concede 2 goals, right? Because we want our community team to do amazing. But I also think that's the type of game that could get a little bit crazy. You guys are saying 3 as well. 2.5. Oh wait, I've just read the names of those predicting. I'll go for 1. Hello to the Don as well. Estonia Widow says 4-5. If we could get 3, honestly, if we could get a minimum of 3, that is a very good game we can pookie to get 3 exact scores. If you get more than 3, you're smashing it. You really are. Sometimes even if you just get 1 or 2, that in itself, depending on how the game week's going, that can be a lot or a little. But if we got 3, that's a good number to get in any game week in pookie. And if we got 3, the ones that I'm thinking of, which were Sporting, Orlando, and Toronto, I think we get quite a few points for those, don't we? So Orlando would give us 416, Sporting would give us 602. There's over 1,000 alone there. And then the Toronto one would give us 374. So we'd be looking at about 1,300 points there if we got these 3 exactly correct. The game which is going to give us the highest amount, if it comes off, is Connor's one, which is the 3-1 win for Houston away. That has the potential to give us 866.9 points. And then the second highest is actually this one here, isn't it? The first one, which is, again, an away win, and over 2.5, into Miami to beat New York Red Bulls 3-1. Brilliant. Love all the predictions, guys. I really do. And the new game week is upon us as well. It is past 3 o'clock here in the UK. We've been so busy that I almost missed the deadline. But luckily, because we were so far ahead of the game, we already got our stuff in for the weekend. So the weekend deadline, the weekend game week is happening. It's live. Good luck to everyone's teams in Sorare this weekend. There is a new game week, of course, which has opened up. This one would be game week 462. It doesn't tell you that in the game. Hopefully they just add it back in, because it's much better to keep track of the game week numbers than just the dates. But let's have a little look here, straight out of the blocks here, to see whether we have some kind of a team for next week. Let's do All-Star Rare. Do we have a playing goalkeeper? That's always the first starting point. We don't. We don't have a playing rare goalkeeper. They've changed this a little bit. You might have noticed it. They didn't used to have the full names here. It used to be DF and then F. No, it used to be DEF and then FOR. So the abbreviated, or the abbreviations for the positions. They've probably realized that if you're new to the game, it's just a little bit easier if you actually see the full name, right? So they've finally changed it. It's a good change, by the way. Makes the game a little bit more user-friendly. We don't have any rares to put out. We've got Anti-Airseg, who's now a free agent. We've got Luka Hugebar. We can't put any rares out. Can we put any limiteds out? Or is the midweek going to be another... It's another write-off for us, isn't it? Look. It's another write-off. We don't have players to put out. Yeah, it's another write-off. So, yeah, even more incentive, I think, for me to check out NFL rivals this weekend, because maybe what we could do, with it being such a quiet game week next week, what we could do is we could try and stream NFL rivals, and I could show you how we're getting on, how it works. That could be quite a nice filler in a quiet game week like this here. I have limited goalkeeper plus defender and defender for the next game week. No dice for me. What's the rules on the no card entry? The no card entry allows you to still, here it is here, isn't it? So you can still enter a team, but you have to jump through a lot of hoops here. So you get given a team, don't you? Here it is here. Look, if you've not entered a lineup, you can participate in this game week without cards by clicking the no card entry. But to participate, you'll have to send an email to footballentry@sorare.com. Then you've got to follow some instructions by submitting a proof of residence to select a team within a 45-minute window. It's just, that is a real mess of a thing to do. So you can do it. You don't need to... Yeah, I think you don't need to... This only applies, doesn't it, if you are in the UK and France, right? I think that's what they announced when they put this into their game, that it only applies to UK and France, right? So if you're in the UK, I think it applies too. Hey mate, I am putting my team in Cap 240 Limited. Good luck to you, Sorare AYM. Good luck, man, this weekend. Please let us know if you can. After the weekend ends, after the game week ends, please jump into the streams and let us know how your team done with your players that you've got. And because you're new on Sorare, I'm sure you're still trying to figure things out, and there's maybe things that, especially with the new format coming, that you won't really know. So just always feel free to jump in. Either I'll help you, or the great community that we've got in here will help you as well. Game week 463 is either going to be a shining moment for Sorare or go horrifically bad. Got to remember that there need to be some weeks of people finding the right league. Yeah. It's going to be interesting game week 463, because you know as well with Sorare that when they implement new things into the game, there's often loads of bugs, and there's implementations that just are not very smooth. And so not only is it going to be interesting to know and work out what leagues you're in and what leagues you go for, and people picking the wrong ones or whatnot, I'm sure there's going to be some technical things that go wrong as well for the transition phase. And you can see here that we can't even go any further. So with selecting the date ranges, this is the last game week that is available for us to look at, because of course it's the last game week that we can line up build in the existing format. And then the transition phase is going to kick in. So there's going to be a load of changes which happen over the next 10 days. It's going to be interesting. I'm sure there's going to be a lot for us to cover on the streams, good and bad. Yeah. But, I mean, we've pretty much done everything here today. I was thinking we could spend a little bit more time maybe checking out things on Sorare, but honestly, we're pretty much done. We don't have any lineups to build either for the next game week. We've done a lot of checking out this new game mode, and I'm quite eager to check it out. That's probably what I'm going to do after the stream, download it, start to get going on that. So yeah, I think we're pretty much at the end of the stream here, guys. It's a little bit of an early one. The weather's really nice here as well, and maybe the weather's really good where you are. So good opportunity to finish early, get out, enjoy the weather, maybe go and get an early beer with your friends or whatnot, or friends or family, start to enjoy the weekend early. Yeah, I think for today, we're pretty much sorted. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone that jumped on the stream today, as I always do, and I'm always super thankful for your time and your energy and your involvement. I really am. The streams are not the streams without you guys, right? So thank you so much for jumping in. And I'll look to see whether we can do a stream on Sunday. We tend to kind of have the streams on Sunday for watch-alongs. I don't know what games are really happening that we could watch along. So I'll let you guys know about the Sunday stream. Maybe even on Sunday, what we could do, if I can get things sorted quick enough, is maybe on Sunday we could even actually have an attempt at trying to stream NFL Rivals, perhaps, right? That could be what we do too. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, for the incredible support today. As always, enjoy your weekend. Good luck with your teams as well. Please keep me posted on how you do. And I'll let you guys know about the stream on Sunday. So keep a lookout on my Twitter for a post, an announcement, whether we're going to do it or not. And if we are, of course, this is where we'll be again, here on Twitch and on YouTube. And yeah, what a lovely way to end as well. David, thank you for the sub as well there, the 9 months, squeezing that in just before the end of the stream. Massively appreciate it. So guys, enjoy your weekend. And I'll catch you on the next one. See you then.